All right, solving equations with a variable on each side. So that means it's going to look something like this. So I'd have like 2x minus 1 equals 3x plus 4. Something like that. So there's a variable on both sides of the equal sign. That's what that means. So identity, all values of a variable will result in a true equation. So this happens when variables equal the same variable. So example, looking at this one here, is that, nope, write it down. So example, if it ends up looking x like x. So after you put the whole thing down, x ends up equaling x. Or it gets all the way to where both sides of the equal sign look completely identical, then that is an identity. That means all values are going to solve it. So no matter what I put in here for x equals x, if I substitute 2, it's going to equal 2. 5 is going to equal 5. And 300 is going to equal 300, no matter what I put in there. So just so you know what that is. All right, so solving equations with a variable on each side. So this is really just we're kind of going the next step of our multi-step equations. So first thing they want to do is rewrite the original equation. And what I would always try to do is I would try to find the biggest of the variables. So I've got a 7s and a 5s. Whichever one's bigger, that's the one I want to keep there. So we're going to take 5 to that side. Oh, never mind. Or the book will do things differently. Why not? It actually doesn't matter. Either way will work. One's just going to have more negative signs to deal with. So they say subtract 7 from both sides. So these 7s will cancel. That's going to go to a negative 2. So I'm going to have 8 minus negative 2s equals negative 2. From here, now we're at a two-step equation. So we're going to subtract 8 from both sides because there's technically an addition outside of here because it's a positive. So we subtract 8 from both sides. Subtract 8. Negative 2 minus 8 is going to be negative 10 equals negative 2s. Negative 2s, negative 2 divided by negative 2 on both sides, and that comes out to s equals 5. So let's remember that answer. And just to go back here and to prove my point, we'll just keep going. So if I subtract 5s, this will cancel. This comes out to 2s minus 2 equals 8. And I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Keep my line here. It's going to be 10 equals 2s. And then divide by 2. Divide by 2. S equals 5. Sorry, my s's and 5 look kind of the same. So it doesn't matter which direction you take it, the answer will still come out the same way. One's just going to have less division or less negative signs to deal with. And since negative symbols were the bane of my existence in math class, I recommend trying to try to use as little of the negative symbols as possible. Pause this, give it a shot. All right, so I'm gonna say this one's the bigger of the variables. So I'm gonna subtract 3f. Subtract 3f. Those will cancel, so I get 6f minus 6 equals 7. Add 6 to both sides. It's going to give me 13 equals 6f. That's an ugly number. That's okay. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. F equals 13 over 6. Or I can do a mixed number of 2, because 12 would leave me with a remainder of 1 over 6. Probably the easiest way to actually do that would be to go 6 divided into 13. It'd go in here 2 times. 2 times 6 is 12. Leaves me a 1 with a remainder of 1. So that gives me 2 and 1/6. Quicker way to do that I should have probably showed you earlier. Solve an equation with grouping signals. Oh no, there's so much to do. Don't freak out, it's not that bad. All right, so we take the original equation and we're going to use the distributive property. So we multiplied 6 to 2 And 6 to negative 7 comes to negative 42, 12. This one, don't freak out. They were nice to us. 18 divided by 3 comes out to 6. 12 divided by 3 comes out to 4. Not so bad now, is it? All right, we'll see which one they do. I'd pull the 4 over to the 12, but we'll see what the book says. Nope, they like to go the other way every time, of course. Subtract 12 from both sides is what the book says to do. Remember, it doesn't matter, but anyways. So that's going to be on this side. These are going to cancel. This is going to come out to negative 6. Sorry, negative 8, my bad. So equals negative 8. 6 minus negative q, or negative 8q equals that. We're going to subtract 6 from both sides. Negative 42 minus 6 is actually add. So negative minus a negative is add, and keep the symbol. So it'll come out to 8q equals negative 48. Divide both sides by negative 8, and we get q equals 6. And pause this one, give it a shot. All right, so this one's a little bit complicated, but let's break it all down here for you. So first let's do this side first. It's a little easier. 6 times 3r would be 18. 6 times 3, 24r minus 4. And then on this side, 3 times 46. Here's where it gets complicated. So 3/8 times 46. So 3 times 46 is 138 over, and then we'll keep the 8r. So we'll come back to that. 3 times 8 is going to technically be, or 3/8 times 8 will technically turn into 24 over 8. Okay, this one we can simplify because 24 over 8 is 3. This one, on the other hand, is tougher to simplify. It doesn't go in straight. So if we went 8 goes into 138, to turn it into a mixed number will make our life a little easier. So if we go 1, it would be 8, gives me 58. I'm going to be 56. 8 times 7 is 56. With a remainder of 2. Remainder of 2. So we can turn that into 17 and 2/8. And r equals the other one. So I can take 6. There we go. That didn't make sense. So this is 18. That makes more sense. 18r minus 4. So bring it all down here. So plus 2. All right, so now we're to this point. From here, I'm going to subtract. This is the bigger number, so I'm going to subtract the smaller one. So minus 17 and 2/8 r minus 17 and 2/8. Well, that's going to take 17 of those away. That's going to leave me 1. 1 minus 2/8 would be, if I take 2/8 away from 8/8, it would give me 6/8 r, which could also be 3/4 r. And minus 4, those canceled, equals 3. Still looks complicated. It's not going to be bad. Add, sorry, that's 24. 24. So if I add 24 to both sides, that's going to come out to 27 equals 3/4 r. To get that to the other side, we have to multiply by its reciprocal of 4 over 3. These will cancel. 4 over 3. 27 times 4 comes out to 108 over 3. That divides out nicely to 36. So equals 36. So r equals 36. Little complicated, lots of steps there. Feel free to ask questions or rewind it to see if you can try it again, even though I messed up the 24 there. All right, so sometimes you'll have something come out as a no solution or an identity. That's why we talked about identity a little bit ago. So take my original equation, we're going to distribute it all out. Yes, I'm going a little quick here on purpose. Distribute it all out. From here, I'm going to subtract 40c from both sides. Wait, they're both 40c. Oh no, this isn't going to work. This statement is false because now there's nothing to solve for. So this comes out negative 16 does not equal 320. So that statement is false. So since that is a false statement, there is no solution to that problem. Identity, so again, we'd multiply these out. So distribute, so 20 divided by 5, 400 divided by 5, ta-da, that wasn't so difficult. Wait, now they look identical. Wait, we saw this earlier in our vocabulary. Since the expressions on each side of the equation is exactly the same, the equation is an identity. The statement, whatever is true because they are both equal on the same side, so all values of t are going to come out exactly the same. All right, try this one in your notes. Go. All right, so this one's, again, a little complicated, not too bad. So first we're going to multiply those over, and I'm just going to put them over here. So 8a, and then 2 times 8, it's going to be 16 equals 3 times 3/8. So that would be 3 times 8 over 3 a's minus 3 times 10 would be 30. I can take that to 24 over 3. I'm going to do this over here. 24 over 3, which comes out to 8. So that gives me 8a's minus 30 equals 8a plus 16. Subtract 8a's from this side. Oh no, they both cancel. 16 is not equal to negative 30. Therefore, there is no solution. All right, let's try this one. So we distribute 1/7 in here would just be 21 divided by 7 comes out to 3c. 56 divided by 7 comes out to, let's see, negative 8 equals 3 times c is 3c minus, times a negative. So again, we're going to come out with that 24 over 3 because 3 times 8 is 24 over 3. That can be reduced to 8. Cool. Oh boy. So 8 minus 3c equals 3c minus 8. Those are identity. Therefore, everything is true. True for all values of c. True value, like the store. All right, so for steps for solving just equations in general. Simplify the expression on each side. So we might have to distribute as needed. This should probably be at the beginning. Oh well. Use addition or subtraction properties of equality to get the variables to one side, and then the numbers without variables to the other side. And from there, we would simplify again. Then we're going to use multiplication or division properties to solve it. Just kind of the general concept for all equations there. Okay, running low on time. So find all values of h. So a little bit of geometry here. They say that both have the same area. So the inside of this, they are both equal. So an equation of 1/2 times 6h, because it would be base time, 1/2 base times height. All right, so this is not my favorite question, but here's how it kind of breaks down. They're trying to say here that the volume of these two are the same, but this height, like this h2, applies to that height, and this base, this height. So this looks like it should be the hypotenuse, but it's not. So that's just how this breaks down to help it makes a little more sense. So first we read the item, and we use base times height. So area equals, for a triangle, 1/2 base times height. That's the formula that they're kind of using here. And since both these have the same area, we can put 1/2 base height equals 1/2 base height. So that's what they've done here. So 1/2 height times the base, this base, and then 1/2 this base, and this height is 2 less than this height. That's what they're trying to say here. So we need to figure out which of these is the correct height. So to solve this, we can substitute each value into the equation and see if it makes it true. So substitution is probably the fastest way to do this. So we substitute 1 for h. So we put in there, we substitute in 1, multiply it all out. They do not equal the same thing, so therefore it's not 1. Substitute in 3. Multiply it out, 5 times 1, not the same. Let's try the next one. Substitute 1 for h. 1, 4. Come on. Substitute 4 for h. And we're getting there. Well, there's only 1 left, so substitute 5 for h. Goes to 30, goes to 15, goes to 3. 3 times 5, 15. There we go. So the only one that makes the statement true is D. All right, pause this one, you try. All right, so same basic concept here. Find the value of x. So this one's going to be 1/2 base times height. This one's going to be just base times height. So it's going to go like that. So 6h equals 1/2. Looks like x plus 4, x plus 4 and 4. So we just start putting numbers in here. 6 times 1 equals 1/2. 1 plus 4 times 4. So this can go to, that'll go to 2. That'll go to 5. 2 times 5, 6. Nope, that one's not right. Not going to work. Let's keep going. 6 times 2, 1/2. 2 plus 4 times 4. The 4 and the 2, 1/2 can go to 2. And then 6 times 2, 6 times 2. That one will make it 12 equals 12. And for sake of time, we're just going to say that that's what the answer is. There we go.